What you're looking at isn't just a piece of foam. This is a story engine for your tabletop games. This is more than a crafting project, it's the answer to a question every dungeon master eventually asks themselves. How do I make my world feel real? How do my encounters become more than just dice rolls on a flat map? I wanted to build forgotten ruins that would whisper tales of ancient secrets. I wanted terrain that could be a sprawling cavern in one session and a treacherous mountain pass the next. Today I'm going to show you how these simple, cheap materials can transform into a modular system that will be a cornerstone of your campaigns. We're not just building walls, we're building atmosphere, we're building tactical depth, and more importantly, we're building a stage for unforgettable stories. Now here the magic begins. We start by shaping the earth itself, cutting the great sheet of XPS foam into the foundational tiles of our world. We'll craft squares and other shapes that are kind of irregular, each one a potential chapter in a larger story, always considering how they will one day connect. With the foundations ready, it's time to get the rock walls. Using a hot wire cutter or knife, we carve organic, craggy shapes from the foam. These are the bones of our caverns. By cutting lines with horizontal and diagonal, we mimic the look of ancient layered rock. We aren't striving for perfection. Nature is beautifully messy. We gouge and chip at the edges with a knife, softening them with our fingers to create a worn, eroded look. This is our first act of storytelling. Is this a passage carved by magic or a rough tunnel clawed out by a desperate beast? Every cut adds to its history. As we carve out these shapes, we think of the adventures they will host, leaving wide areas for miniatures or creating choke points for battles. Now, as you can see here, taking the knife to this and shredding it will make a huge mess of foam that is very staticky and will stick to everything. So just bear that in mind if you decide to try this. Next, we take our shaped foam and bestow upon it the wisdom of 1,000 years. This is my favorite part of the journey. Where the material sheds in its humble origins, it begins to truly look like stone. We'll take a sheet of aluminum foil and crumple it into a tight, dense ball. With this, we press and roll firmly across every surface. The transformation is immediate. The smooth, artificial skin gives way to pocketed, uneven, and beautifully natural texture. It's a vital, monumental step. Next, we pick up our utility knife to carve in its lore. We drag the tip to create long, thin cracks, and we dig at the point in and twist, leaving behind pits and pockmarks. We think of the ruin's past. A deep gouge could be a scar from a miner's pickaxe. A set of parallel scratches might be claw marks of a long dead beast. A spiderweb of cracks could suggest an ancient magical blast. Every mark tells a story. We're not just making things look cool, we are embedding narrative hooks directly into the terrain. And hey, for just a second, if you're enjoying this story and imagining the worlds you could build, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. It truly helps and you won't miss the tales we tell in the future. This next ritual is essential for our creation to endure. Foam is delicate, and the aerosols from a spray can will melt it into a primordial goo. To protect our work, we'll forge a tough outer shell with an alchemical mixture, our magical goop of Mod-Podge and black acrylic paint. So this mixture is probably roughly 2 parts Mod-Podge to 1 part black paint, seeking a true deep black that will serve as the foundation of shadow. With the sacrificial brush, we anoint every surface of our foam pieces with a generous coat. We work the mixture into every crack and crevice we carve. This protective skin achieves 2 wonderful things. First, it creates a hard, durable shell to shield the foam from the rigors of gameplay. And second, the black coat is an instant shadow. It pre-shades the piece, ensuring the deepest recesses will remain dark, which will give our future paintwork a profound depth. 2 coats may be needed for a full coverage. And once they're completely dry, we're left with a set of solid black, incredibly durable tiles ready for the final transformative breath of life, paint. And as long as you wash out your brush quickly after painting this with Mod-Podge, you won't even have to sacrifice it, and you'll be able to use that brush for many more applications. Now, with our pieces sealed in shadow, it's time to call them forth into the light with color. The secret to believable stone is a story through layers. We begin with subtle undertones, sponging on hints of yellow and red. Dabbing it here and there suggests rich mineral deposits, a history written by water and time. Next is the main overbrush. We mix a dark brownish gray and with a large flat brush we paint the entire piece, letting the black primer and the cracks remain as deep shadow. Now once that's dry, we'll take a slightly lighter gray by just adding a little bit more white and brown to it and overbrushing again, just letting it grab the tops of the rocks and creating more of a natural depth and tone to it. And then finally, once that is on there, we will go over it with just a white and just very lightly and carefully just grab the edges of the rocks and surfaces. Then to bind all the colors together, we apply a wash. A mix of heavily watered down brown or black paint, or pre-wash made with like Nuln Oil, is brushed over everything. It settles like the dust of ages, sinking back into the recesses, deepening the shadows and harmonizing the layers in a perfect cohesive whole. For my wash, I used some nutmeg brown and a little bit of black paint to create a nice dusty, muddy look. And here they are, the finished pieces. The true magic isn't in a single tile, but in the stories they tell together. This is the story engine. Look here, with just a few pieces, we have a simple, claustrophobic cave entrance, a perfect opening chapter for our adventure. Now let's take these very same pieces and simply rearrange them. The tight cave is gone. In its place now stands the crumbling walls of a ruined watchtower on a desolate moor. And a few pieces of scatter, maybe a fallen pillar or a crumbling archway, and the entire history of the place changes. These are no longer just cave tiles. They are whatever the story needs them to be. This is how the terrain becomes a co-author in your tale. It gives you, the DM, a physical toolkit to adapt and react, building the world right before your player's eyes. The goal is to build a set that helps you tell the stories that are waiting to be told. Thank you so much for joining me on this build. If you found this useful, please like the video and subscribe for more projects. I want to see what you create, so please share your pictures of your own modular terrain in my Discord. Let me know in the comments below what Forgotten Tales will your new ruins whisper.